Let me guess what just happened. It's late. Maybe you're in bed. Maybe you're supposed to be sleeping. But instead, you picked up your phone. You opened Instagram, or Facebook, or LinkedIn, or TikTok, or whatever app has become your window into everyone else's life. And within 60 seconds, maybe less, you felt it. That tiny pinch in your chest. They're on vacation, they just got engaged, they were promoted, they bought a house, they look happier than you, they're doing better than you. Here's the thing I need you to notice. You didn't wake up this morning feeling bad about your life. You were fine this morning. Maybe even content. You had coffee, you had a perfectly ordinary day. Then you peeked into someone else's world. And now you feel like you're losing. You're not losing anything real. Nothing has actually changed in your life since this morning. But somehow you feel smaller. Welcome to the common human. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to do an autopsy on comparison. Why we can't stop looking at others, what it's doing to our brains, and most importantly, how to finally take your power back. Because that pinch in your chest, it's not telling you that you're failing. It's telling you that you've forgotten something important. Let's find out what. A few months ago, I came across a comment that stopped me mid-scroll. I've thought about it almost every day since. She wrote, "Yesterday, I saw photos of my college friend on vacation abroad. Gorgeous photos. Blue water, white sand. She looked so happy, so free. And in that moment, it wasn't even envy I felt. I know what envy feels like. This was different. It was a genuine sting, a hollow emptiness in my chest, like someone had reached inside and quietly taken something. I felt like a failure in my own life. Right there in my perfectly ordinary living room, on a perfectly ordinary Tuesday. So I did something I'd been avoiding for years. I turned off all social feeds. No more peeking, no more just checking, no more quick scrolls. The next morning, I made myself breakfast. Actual breakfast, not just coffee grabbed on the way out. I read a book I'd been meaning to read for months. Just a few pages, but still. Sunlight came through the window. Normal sunlight, the same sunlight that's always there. And for the first time in a long time, I felt peace, real, quiet, grounded peace, not excitement, not euphoria, just peace. And then I realized something that stopped me cold. All this time, I thought I was just checking in on others, but I was actually stealing from myself. She said something profound, something I need you to really hear. I was stealing from myself. Because here's the truth that no one tells you. The truth that every social media company prays you never figure out. You don't have a happiness problem. You have a comparison problem. You have plenty of reasons to feel content. You have food, shelter, maybe people who love you, maybe dreams you're working on. Maybe just the simple fact that you woke up this morning and got to have another day. But the moment you peek into someone else's world, the moment you open that window, your brain does something destructive. It takes your behind the scenes and compares it to their highlight reel. And that comparison, it's not even real and it's not even fair. It's not even possible to win. You're comparing your ordinary Tuesday night with its dishes and laundry and tired eyes, with their carefully selected, meticulously filtered, professionally edited best moment from the entire year. The one moment they chose out of 365 days to share with the world. And you're wondering why you feel like you're losing. You're not losing. You were never in the game. You were just watching a movie and forgot it wasn't real. To understand why we peak, why we can't stop even when we know it hurts, we have to go back, way back. Thousands of years ago, comparison wasn't a character flaw. It wasn't a weakness. It was a survival mechanism. You needed to know, does that tribe have more food than us? Is that person stronger than me? Am I falling behind? Am I going to be the one who doesn't survive the winter? A little comparison kept you alive. It motivated you to work harder, hunt better, compete for resources, protect your status. This system worked beautifully for millions of years. Your ancestors survived because they paid attention to where they stood. But here's the problem. Your brain is still running that old software. It still thinks comparison equals survival. It still thinks you need to know where you stand relative to others. But you're not in a tribe anymore. You're not competing for food or mates in a small group of 50 people you actually know. You're holding a device that shows you the absolute best moments of 8 billion people. 8 billion. And your poor ancient brain has absolutely no idea how to process that. It thinks every single one of those people is a direct competitor. And it thinks you need to keep up with all of them. It thinks your survival depends on not falling behind. Psychologists have a name for this. They call it the hedonic treadmill. The idea is simple. No matter how much you achieve, you quickly adapt. You get the promotion, you feel good for a week, then it becomes your new normal. You buy the apartment, you enjoy it for a month, then you're used to it. But social media didn't just create the treadmill. It added rocket fuel. You see someone with a nicer apartment, you feel behind. You work harder, you save more, you finally upgrade your apartment. For 1 week, you feel good. Then you see someone who bought a house and you're back on the treadmill, running, never arriving. So how do you get off? How do you step away from a machine that's designed to keep you running forever? The first step to stopping the comparison loop, the very first step, is creating a new mental notification. Every time you catch yourself peaking, every time you feel that pinch of envy or that hollow emptiness, every time you notice your mood drop while scrolling, you need a trigger phrase, something that interrupts the automatic pilot. I don't know their full story. Say it with me, out loud if you can. I don't know their full story. That couple on the beach looking so in love. You don't know if they fought the whole flight there. You don't know if they're struggling in their relationship and posted this as a desperate attempt to feel normal. That person with the new job and the big salary, looking so successful. You don't know if they're miserable, overworked, or lonely. You don't know if they sacrificed their health, their relationships, or their peace to get there. That friend who seems to have the perfect life, you don't know what happens when the camera's off. Here's the truth about why their life looks perfect. It's simple, but it's also profound. You're not in their bad moments. You're not there at 3 a.m. when they can't sleep, staring at the ceiling, wondering if they're doing life wrong. You're not there when they cry in the car, alone, before going inside to be cheerful for their family. You're seeing the trailer. They're living the movie, including all the boring, hard, messy, ordinary parts that never make the cut. So when you feel that urge to peek, pause. Just pause 10 seconds. Then ask yourself one question. Am I looking to connect, or am I looking to compare? If it's connection, if you genuinely want to celebrate someone or check in, then reach out. Send a message. Connection fills you up. But if it's comparison, if you're measuring, weighing, judging, feeling smaller, then do something radical. Put the phone down, walk away, protect your peace. You don't have to earn the right to protect your peace. It's yours. It was always yours. The writer Albert Camus wrote about a Greek myth, the story of Sisyphus. Sisyphus was condemned by the gods to an eternity of pointless labor. His task: roll a massive boulder up a hill. Every time he reached the top, the boulder would roll back down, and he'd have to start again. Forever. Sounds miserable, right? But Camus looked at this myth and asked a radical question. What if Sisyphus is happy? Not because he'll ever reach the top. He won't. But because he fully owns his struggle. He doesn't compare his boulder to anyone else's. He doesn't peek at other hills to see if they're having an easier time. He just pushes. And in that push, he finds meaning. You have your own boulder. It's not smaller or bigger than anyone else's. It's not better or worse. It's just yours. And every time you peek at someone else's hill, every time you stop pushing to see how they're doing, your boulder stops moving. You can't push while you're peeking. You can't climb while you're comparing. You can't build your life while you're busy living someone else's. Even just in your head. There's a quote from Dale Carnegie that says it perfectly. Happiness doesn't come from comparison. It flows naturally when you're fully immersed in what you love. Read that again. Happiness doesn't come from comparison. It flows naturally when you're fully immersed in what you love. You want to know the secret to not caring what others are doing? Find something you care about more. Find something that absorbs you so completely that you forget to look around. A project, a skill, a person, a purpose. When you're fully in your own life, other people's lives become less interesting. Not because you're better than them, not because you're above comparison, but because you're too busy being you. Other people's stories will always be there. Their vacations, their promotions, their carefully curated moments of joy. They will keep posting. The feed will keep scrolling. The algorithm will keep serving you more, and that will never stop. You can't wait for the day when everyone else stops posting and you can finally feel at peace. That day will never come. But here's what you get to choose. Here's the one thing that no algorithm, no feed, no perfectly curated photo can take from you. Will you spend your life as a spectator in other people's movies? Or will you get back to writing your own? Their story, no matter how dazzling, will never be yours. And your story, no matter how ordinary it feels right now, is the only one you'll ever get to write. Their epic is theirs. Your legend is yours. Write it. If this video felt like a gentle reminder you needed today, share it with someone who spends too much time looking at other people's windows. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is close the curtains, turn toward your own light and say, I'm writing my own story now. This is the common human, See you in the next one.